Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So today was very much a domestic kind of day. So after I had done chores, I poured myself another cup. And I needed to do a little bit of tidying, so I took a nice sip of a fresh cup. Threw on an apron. And then I got started washing a few dishes that I had there in the sink. So I recently ordered this new dish pan from Lehman's. It's nice and big and lets me easily wash my dishes while at the same time keeping my sink free to go ahead and rinse. That has been one of the challenges having a one basin sink here in the kitchen. I've made it work using one of my enameled bowls as a dish pan, but I thought, this would come in pretty handy. Now on to the next task of the day. We have a really dusty house here. I mean, when you live on a dirt road in a mountainous area, that kind of happens. So anytime I have something, an appliance or a dish that I haven't used in a while, I always give it a good washing before I use it. And today I'm washing up my roaster because I'm going to make something I've been thinking about making for quite a while. Onion stock. So I started off with my onion scraps out of the freezer, and then I washed up a whole bunch of onions. I have seen my friend Heather at the Needy Homesteader make this onion stock so many times. And every time I see her make it, I think to myself, I need to make that sometime. Well, the other day when I went to the grocery store, I picked up some yellow onions, sweet onions, white onions, and scallions because I had decided that this was going to be the week to do that. So I washed off all of my onions, checking them over, making sure I didn't have any soft spots or anything. And then I just took my paring knife here and I just cut all of the onions in half. Then I cut the root ends off of the scallion and I put them all into my roasting pan. Once all of the onions were in there, I added lots of fresh water, filling up my roaster and covering up the onions as best I could. Kind of pushing them down in there because those green onions really wanted to float on top. I added in some sea salt, about a teaspoon or so. And now for some peppercorns. I'm going to throw in about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then I'm adding in a little bit of turmeric, about a teaspoon or so. This is, of course, based on Heather's recommendation. It gives it a kick of flavor as well as beautiful color. All right, the onion stock is doing its thing. Meanwhile, I decided it's time to get some of my ironing done. This is really one of my most relaxing things I do here, as far as housework goes. Now, as I was about to iron this dress, I noticed a grease spot. And I'm going to show you my trick for getting grease spots out of fabric, and this works just about every single time. I take the spot and pour some dish soap on it. Rub it in a little bit. I had another little spot that I noticed. I'm going to do the same thing for that one. Add a little bit of dish soap because, of course, dish soap breaks up grease. So now I'm just going to let this sit for a little while and then I'll throw it in the wash. Now, you saw earlier this week how I finally started seeds out there in the little greenhouse. Well, I've got more than just plants growing out there. We picked up some chicks, some golden comets, a couple California tans, something called rustic rock, and some Easter eggers. Now, the evening ended with storms rolling in. The temperatures dropped about 20 degrees in just a matter of a couple of minutes. For a little bit, I wasn't thinking we were going to get very much rain, even though I really hoped we would. But as I stood out here and watched the lightning flashing across the sky, I could hear it getting louder and the rain beginning to pick up. And I knew we had some more coming in. So it was time to head in and work on something else. Packaging more mugs. You can see the Presto pressure canner sitting back there. at the end of my table. That's one of the prizes for the March canning madness that's going on. Somebody's going to win that. So as the onion stock cooks, it's making the house smell pretty amazing. You'll have to join me for the next video, and I'll take you through the canning process. And as I sat here boxing up coffee mugs, filling orders, I heard the storm outside really pick up. I suspect that in the morning the creek's going to be a lot higher than it has been the last few days. And as I stood here watching the storm, I noticed something in the tree in front of me, a cluster of leaves that looked so eerily like an owl sitting there. Thanks for joining me here again today, friends. Lord willing, I'll talk to y'all next time.